the secondary school career day, and I discovered a new skill of mine. I didn't know I could do stuff like this and just talk to the kids about their careers beyond the boundaries of St. Kitts and Nevis. And, I came up with this thing about, the word impossible. And if you just move a few things around, it becomes I'm possible. And so I had them literally having that affirmation saying, impossible is nothing because I'm possible. And we spoke a lot about, creating value with whatever it is that you are going to be doing as a career for a lot of people, and not just for yourself, and also staying true to what it is that you like to do, what it is that you love. Because when you're rooted in things that you love, then you become happy. And when you're happy, you can actually learn. And happy students learn more. They learn better. I say this again, happy students learn better. Miserable students do not learn as well as happy students. So one of the things to, again, increase our passing rates and our capacity and propensity to learn and retain is, do the things that make us happy, and children especially are very good at finding those things that make them happy. Just look at them and observe and continue to encourage them. Speaking about children being happy, I'm very proud and happy to announce that my daughter won the tourism competition, the art competition. Land and Sea is Equal Tourism and Me was the theme. And she came through with a very colorful, I haven't posted it on social media yet because the pictures from the tourism gala haven't been released yet. So I want her to look very fancy in her blue dress. And you need to look very fancy in her blue dress. And show you guys what she drew, which in my opinion is a timeless classic that deserves a lot more than what I think is going to be done to it. It looks like it could be on a stamp. It looks like it could be on a in-flight magazine somewhere. It looks like there's a lot more mileage we can get from that. And so she's very happy for that competition. And 2 days later, she got a chance to present another art piece and 7 cards and a stuffy block to members of the World Intellectual Property Organization. She presented a painting that she did also, which was very colorful. I'm going to share this information with you guys also when the pictures come out, because I don't want to send my camera doesn't take the best pictures. But when you see what she did, it's amazing to see a little girl be this whimsical, but she's allowed to thrive in her creativity in the way that she sees herself as being creative. And so with that, she's doing well and she's winning. And she won an iPad Pro, and that's worth over $1,000 US. iPad Pro with the M2 chip. And she's already using it more as a tool for creation as opposed to merely being entertained on YouTube. She's learning how to do her animations, now learning how to create games. Just wait till I get her the Apple Pencil and we will see what she will be able to create on Procreate. Adia is an 8-year-old who is already responsible for this business being able to generate revenue. Like, I'm talking about not no little peanuts here, but things that can help her later down the line. And, she feels she's worth at least $5 million. That's what she says in her own words. But this is how you create generational wealth. And by the time she's a teen, she would have already developed the creative as well as business acumen that will take her very, very far. Speaking of creativity, there's an art gallery, art exhibition that is being displayed at the Department of Youth. And I'm going to ask a lot of you to go check those pieces out because there's a bunch of talented artists in this country. And I'm surprised that they're being sold for as little as $350, $450, $500 because I've seen lesser works being sold for tens of thousands of dollars. And I think that we should be able to elevate our value based on the fact that kids are creating masterpieces and encourage them. So those prices, maybe they're just entry level prices for people to be able to buy them. But I think that at some point we need to be able to elevate our classics, our value. Like my daughter, I told her, I said, hey, that art piece that you did is worth more than an iPad. like is worth tens of thousands of dollars with the amount of work you put into it and the story behind what you put into it. So yeah, you need to see your value and let people know your value. All right. Now, I saw a post this week, and it was from one of my good friends. And I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about it because it was a post that was affirming and trying to encourage people to be to kind of be their authentic selves, which is good. But I kind of felt like it was missing just a little context. And so the post read, "To the women who are labeled aggressive, keep being assertive. To the women who are labeled bossy, keep on leading. To the women who are labeled difficult, keep telling the truth. To the women who are labeled too much, keep taking up space. To the women who are labeled awkward, keep asking hard questions. Don't shrink yourself to make people happy. Be yourself. You're beautiful that way." I think that there's a lot of value in thinking that way, but I also feel that there are many people who have not done the work to get to that place where they can be themselves in a way that is not detrimental to themselves and other people. And so when you put in the work, the efforts to heal from trauma, to better yourself, to further yourself along your journey, then you can stand on that. And so the danger of people looking at those kinds of affirmations is those who haven't earned it, who already feel they have reached there. And those are people who do not have the propensity to listen and actually take constructive criticism. And so all I want to say on this show, which is really talking about good news, is you can be all of that, but if you do not have any ounce of humility, you are going to not, how do I put it? You're going to make things a little bit harder for yourself than they need to be. So confidence without humility can be perceived as arrogance. And when you have your perception as being arrogant, some doors may not be opened for you just because of that. And I stand on that, and I'm not going to change that. You cannot tell me that humility does not open more doors than arrogance. It certainly does. And so on that note, we're going to transition. Actually, speaking about humility, what I actually told my daughter to do after she got all of these nice things from the tourism and from the, from being able to present, she had to make thank you cards. Okay? Got to train her up right. When people do things for you that are of value, you have to show your appreciation. And so she did make a thank you card for the head of the intellectual property office here, which is Jeanne Williams. I can't remember your marriage last name. Excuse me for that. Forgive me for that. And also for the St. Kitts Tourism Authority. And yeah, she enjoyed making those cards. And thank Jeanne for tagging us in her Facebook post, which said that she received the card and she loved receiving handwritten notes. So yeah, it's good to say thank you. It's good to affirm, and you know, when people do good things for you. All right, now 2 pieces of news that are not from St. Kitts but regional. In Italy, a school hosted students on opposite ends of violent conflicts, and this is teaching reconciliation over revenge. This is good. In Italy, a one-of-a-kind school sees Palestinians graduating alongside Israelis, Americans, and tribal origins, along those of European origins and whatnot. And so the school is located in Tuscany and offers higher education programs and degrees, but it comes with a catch. Prospective students must live with the enemy. You hear this? Prospective students must live with the enemy, either those of domestic, ethnic group, or neighboring nation, all in the name of deconstructing the reasons behind their hatred and conflict, breaking the trance of viewing people as the other, and returning to their nations as peace leaders. Isn't this change that we can believe in? Can you imagine Pam and Labor living in the same dorm room? Can you imagine, Dr. Timothy Harris and Dr. Drew as dorm mates. When they go to the UN or whatever, as former leaders or whatever, let them stay in the rooms together and let them, foster peace. This is great. What if to become prime minister, you have to spend 1 week with a member of the opposition and make sure you guys come out with peace and being cordial? What if that was a requirement? Can't we do that? Can we ask for something like that? In this time of ethnic conflicts all over the world, where a generation has been brought up with tendon plants and this is this is good. I'm not going to go into the details, but yeah, this is great. I love that. And the final piece of news is tech. It has a little bit of tech and gene therapy. Deaf children are the first humans to have their hearing pathway restored in a dramatic demonstration of new gene therapy. So in China, a true medical breakthrough has been achieved in a human trial that had as many as 10 children born deaf have their hearing restored through a genetic therapy method. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, in a couple, I asked, well, my producer saying he doesn't believe it. All right, listen, there's genetics that we can actually engage in that can lead to restoring things that were caused to be defective by genetics. So if you understand genetics, then you can actually fix things on a genetic and molecular level. So this is not far-fetched. All I'm just saying is that in a few years from now, and I don't think it's too far, medicines are no longer going to be that magic pill that you take to try to fix everything. You'll be able to fix specific things that are bothering you because of the, genetic therapy and stuff like that. He's worried about China. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for our top headlines of good news. And so we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, my guest is going to be in the building.
Caribbean tourism is dead in the water and wholly dependent on what's next in the United States, Europe, and Canada.
Global cases have now passed 13 million just 5 days after we hit the 12 million mark.
In Jamaica, residents of the parish of Hanover are in shock over the brutal slaying of 6 family members on Thursday night.
Chauvin had his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in total.
It's too much. It's too.
The news does not always have to be about this. There's a lot of good news, good stories, good people, good ideas to talk about. So listen up on Thursdays to Only Good News with your host, Enoite Inanga, from 7 to 8 p.m. It's going to be only good news for 1 hour, where we will share good news from stories and people, locally, regionally, and all over the world. And there's more. You will get to hear from people telling their stories of success, breakthroughs, and perseverance as we feature a special guest each week. It's Only Good News, and it's happening this Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. right after the, regular news. Only Good News on WINNFM 98.9 and WINNFM.com.
Find a way to spend your time in positivity.
We're back, and we're back. So my computer has magically changed its language. I don't know how that happened, and so now it's some kind of funny, funky looking language that I can't understand, which is not good. But anyway, we're here. Agent M, like I like to call you. You made it to my show. We were supposed to be here last week.
Yeah, I was supposed to, but I got caught up in a situation. I couldn't make it. Yeah.
You're low energy, one. What's popping?
Oh, you said I'm low on energy?
Yeah, you're low energy.
No, I'm just calm right now.
You're calm?
Yeah, really, really calm right now.
Okay. So, people, this is Malia Erskine, and she's a lot of things that some of you may know, but she's beyond that remarkable teen who got a grade 1 at 12 years old. in math. You heard that? A grade 1 at 12 years old. That is like, was that a record?
Yeah, 'cause I think I was the youngest at the time to write CSEC in St. Kitts, and also the youngest to get a grade 1. Yeah.
So that meant you were studying before you were 12.
Yeah. Actually, I was 11 when I started studying, and then I had a birthday like a couple months before the exam, and then, yeah. So I was 12 when I got the grade 1 and 11 when I started.
Why did you want to write CSEC at such a young age?
You see, well, I have a thing for being over ambitious. So
Really? I didn't know this. Didn't know.
yeah, so I used to sit in my mom's after school classes, and it's like whenever she would ask them questions or she would give them questions to answer, I would be so eager to jump up and shout out the answer, and I'm like, why isn't this so clear to you guys? Like, this is obviously the answer. And with that, you know, she kind of hinted to me that I could write CSEC if I wanted, and then hearing that, I kind of took up the challenge and decided, you know what, I'm going to write CSEC, you know. At first, I didn't think I was aware at the time that I would be the youngest, the first farmer to do that. But like, all I was just thinking was that I'm going to get a grade 1. And I'm just going to show people how easy math is, because, yeah.
Was math easy because you worked for it, or it just comes easy to you?
I think it's the logic behind it, you know, because what math is to me, it's just a subject where everything is based on similar concepts. So once you understand concepts, like, you should basically understand how most of maths goes. Yeah. Because you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're twisting it in different ways to solve different solutions.
You have a good point, because this week in class I told the students, I said, are you recognizing that everything boils down to being able to factorize and try to transpose?
Yeah.
Everything comes back, your quadratic equations, everything comes right back to those basics.
Exactly.
You know, so interesting. So I am interested in understanding, you know, when you did that, what was the general response after that?
Well, after I would have gotten the grade 1, or
Yeah.
after I would have written the exam?
After you got the grade 1.
Well, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit shocked, because for the exam, I was really nervous, you know, because people had CSEC, you know, to be this thing that was like life or death. And if I didn't get a grade 1, if I didn't pass, like, I thought I was gonna die, right? But I was really overwhelmed, you know. I called my mom, I was like, Mommy, I got a grade 1. And she was at some workshop and she was screaming. She was like, oh my God, you got a grade 1. And we were really, really excited. She went to post about it. My sisters went to post about it. Everybody was just really proud of me. And I think from that moment on, I kind of set myself to do the impossible, or to do the things that people haven't done as yet. And so with that, realizing that I could write all my CSEC subjects before I actually get to 5th form, I decided that that's what I was going to do. And then I would get into college early, because I found that once I'm able to understand most of the class before the students do, I get bored after a while. Yeah, so I felt like I needed to take up something more challenging, or else I would have just been in school. I would have felt like school was there for no reason. Yeah. So
do you feel like this is something I spoke about last week, about prodigies, child prodigies, and the correlation between how successful they become versus the ones who are not prodigious. Do you have to work hard to understand and to achieve these feats, or these things come natural to you?
I always believe that I have the ability to do anything, but besides just talent, you need to have other qualities like discipline and consistency. So I would like to say in those areas, I do have to put in a bit of effort to remain disciplined and to remain consistent and persistent and motivated. But in terms of talent, I think some skills just come naturally to me. Not to be boastful,
No, this is my show, so you can't be boastful here if you're talking about things that you know about yourself. So what are those things that come naturally, that you know, that is just a piece of cake?
Well, how to put it this way, I just feel like anything that I try, I always get, like, how to put this? anything that I try once, I'm always gonna master it, or at least I set myself out to master it. So I do things like I dance. I played steel pen at one point, but that kind of got put on a back burner because I just felt the need to like go around collecting all these skills like Pokemons. So it's just like, okay, did steel pen, done that, did crocheting, done that,
Doing that.
doing that, dance, doing that, maths, love that. It's just I just go around collecting skills. So I love dancing. I dance with Leap, the Learning and Empowerment through Arts program.
Mm-hmm.
I also do crochet. I have a crochet business right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seen it.
What else do we do? I'm a part of the Sync.
Sniper?
Yeah. How did you know?
I know these things.
Yeah, I'm a part of the Sync. It's National Youth Parliament Association. And then I also have a few other hobbies like
You ran track.
Yes, actually. Yeah. I stopped though because of COVID, but I thought about heading back into track, getting back into it.
That means you're gonna represent CFB this year.
This year, wow.
Why don't you
Really
do it? You know I'm
soon.
coaching, right?
That's really, really soon. I think I'll have to think about it. It's
Nah.
been a minute.
Nah, I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute for me too, but but I could show you a video of me training with the athletes from last year, and I was smoking some of them.
You were smoking some of that?
Oh yeah, and I'm an
Wow.
old man.
Wow, I think I might have to ask them about that. I need to see proof. Yeah,
It's on my phone.
you have to show me that afterwards.
So yeah, it'll be nice to have someone of your grit on the team because
Mm-hmm.
you sound like you're a go-getter and you're very competitive.
Oh, I am.
We see that in class
I
every time. Every time.
Oh my god.
So let's talk about that. Now, how have you dealt with people who watch you and think that you're enough? I know you deal with it.
Yeah, all the time actually. I haven't found a one way to cope with it, but I do multiple things to remind myself that people will always just talk, regardless of if I'm doing good, if I'm just doing nothing at all. And also, I try to positively reaffirm myself, remind myself that these are just words and what people say is more a reflection of what they feel about themselves as opposed to how they feel about me.
Okay. That's a very mature approach. So you don't ever engage in back and forth.
I try not to, in human nature, I might slip up once or twice, but most times I try to I try to stay mellow, stay calm, and keep my head straight.
So you when did you start college again?
I started when I was 14. Yeah, I just came from third form from the Bastia High School.
So you didn't do fourth form and fifth form?
Nope, I did not.
You didn't have to.
I didn't have to.
14 in college like this. That's amazing. What was that first week like?
I did not have a name for the first few months of college. I was just the 14-year-old girl, or the girl from Bastia, or the girl who do maths in first form. So that was my name because and it's I would introduce myself to people, they'll be like, hey, come here. Use the 14-year-old girl up here. Yeah, hi, my name is Malia. Okay, cool. And that would be the end of the conversation. They just want to make sure that there's actually a 14-year-old girl up there. And people were in shock. They thought it was rumors going around. They didn't believe it was true. And not only that, I actually kind of appreciated the approach my teachers had. Some of them weren't aware, but those that were, they didn't give me any special treatment. They didn't try to baby me or break things down simple for me. They treated me like every other student in the class, and I think I really enjoyed that part of the school culture when I got up there. But yeah, socially, in terms of the students, I had to. It took me a minute to find a place to settle in and fit in, and once I did find that place, I started to be more normal with the students. I started to not fit in more actually. I always stood out, but more so that they started to see me more as one of their normal peers, as opposed to this out-of-world child genius who came from Bastia High School.
But even now, you're even more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm really I think spending time at the college and getting accustomed to the system and what the culture is up there, I think I've gotten more comfortable, definitely more comfortable, and I feel more comfortable being able to express myself and just be who I am.
So when you came in, you had an ambition towards doing something.
Yeah.
What was that thing that you wanted to do at first? And it changed.
Yeah. So when I came to college, the first thing that I wanted to do was to be on student government. And actually, my first month up there, I went up to the then president and vice president, and I was just like, hey, so you guys don't know me, or maybe you do know me, but I'm actually interested in being a part of student government, and I would really, really love it if I could be on your team. I don't know how this election thing works, and I know I can't be president right now, but I just wanted to see if you guys could fit me on your team. And, they was just like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't know if they have been approached like that before or anything, but they would have told me that they told me that they would have contacted me. And that same week, I bumped into them, and the president, he was like, hey, we have an opening. We'd like for you to fill that space. And I immediately said yes, because this was my way in. And then at that time, I would have taken up the position of PRO. And from that moment onwards, I would have been serving on the Student Government Association executive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you're doing IT now.
Yeah.
But what did you start with?
Oh, okay. So when I came to the college, I wanted to be a pediatrician. I think that came from me binge watching all 17 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. I was really in love with how the pediatric surgeons worked, and I just decided, you know what, maybe I don't want to be into surgery itself, but I would like to be a pediatrician looking after children. And so I would have started doing natural sciences, and I did computer science as an elective. And then throughout the school year, I would have realized that, well, I feel more pulled towards computer science. And it's not to say that I don't love chemistry and biology, I really do, but I felt like I excelled more in computer science. I felt more comfortable in the computer science classes. And after that year, I made a decision to actually switch my major from natural sciences to information and communication technologies. And now I'm in my second year of IT.
What's your favorite class now? This is not a trick question.
You know what? I was thinking about this today, actually. I was like, why is it that every year IT is my favorite class? It's not just the teachers, it's not just the students. The IT class, regardless of the teachers or the students, it always just has this energy that's like everybody's working together, and all of us just we're talking, we're having discussions, we're all learning. I really do love my IT class. Yeah.
I love your IT class. It feels like a family.
Yes, right. It really does.
It really feels, when I'm coming to class, there's an energy about it.
Yeah.
Hits me. Last year, it was my pure math class. That's what that did for me. But this year, it's your class. I feel like this is a class we can have an end-of-year party with, you know?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it.
That would be really, really nice.
Yeah.
So what have you learned so far as an emerging IT person? What are the things that you feel that you're good at?
Well, I'm really into graphic designing, right?
Okay.
But I'm not really sure if I would like to pursue it as like a career, I think I could do it as a hobby.
I would advise you not to pursue it as a career.
Yeah.
In terms of meaning going to pay someone to teach you how to do something that you can learn how to do yourself.
Exactly. I think it's something I could do on the side, something I could learn in the meantime.
Yes.
And I actually wanted to start looking into cybersecurity, actually. I was talking to my mom, and she was like, I was telling her I'm not sure which one I should choose, and she said she's the one who actually recommended that I do graphic designing as a minor and major in cybersecurity.
Yep.
Yes, I'm looking more into that in terms of universities, what my career would look like, and just trying to explore more in that area.
There's it's serendipitous that I refer to you as Agent M because in that way you can be working for this top government organization that protects the world from AI, like the AI villains and the AI aliens and all that kind of stuff. But we need people like you who just get it and who have the discipline and that grit, right? And so I'm really, really proud of you. Now, people, I don't think you guys know that Malia is a lot more than the bulb that she's been displaying, that she has been displayed. I saw her model.
Yes,
I saw her model last week or a week and a half ago, and she's into that stuff too. So the glam, where did that? You into the glitz and the glam?
Okay, so my first pageant happened when I was about 9 years old, way back when I was in primary school, and it was for a summer camp. And we were in these groups, and they actually recommended me to represent the group. And I'm like, I don't know the first thing about pageantry or whatever. But my sister, she was actually recently crowned. Not recently, as in no, but
yes,
back
I remember.
Yeah, she was crowned Miss St. Kitts 2016, I believe. Yeah. And so I went to her and I told her, and she took on the role of my chaperone, and I would have won that pageant. And then I really liked the feeling. Preparations were tough, but I really liked the feeling of performing on the stage and actually getting the crown. And so since that pageant, I've been entering into pageants. I entered into my primary school pageant, Miss Silver Jubilee. I would have gotten first runner-up. Then I entered into the 12th St. Kitts Girls Guide pageant in first form. First form? Yeah, I got first runner-up. And then when one of my teachers at Bastia came to me and she told me, you need to go in for talented teens. And I was supposed to go in for Bastia High School, but unfortunately I left early.
Right.
And then when I went to college, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up on that. I'm going to try for that again. And so I would have entered the Miss Talented Teen pageant last year. And I got second runner-up. And I'm really proud of myself because those girls gave me a fight. Each and every one of them, queen, first runner-up, third runner-up, all of them, we all had to fight for our spot. It was a really tense show. Really entertaining too. And I still enjoyed it, display all the preparations and the overwhelming crowd responses and all of that.
So
and then after that, this year, my friends, they were telling me about these promotional models and how there's modeling agencies in St. Kitts. And so I was like, you know what? I like pageantry, but I also love modeling, and the idea that I would be able to represent someone's brand and just be an ambassador for their company. I think I really like that idea. And also, why pass up a free opportunity to get pretty and walk around, right? And so I actually signed on with the SK and Unchained Modeling Agency, and I've been modeling with them since June, and I would have gotten a lot of opportunities to promote events. We had sessions where we actually spoke with an international model, got some tips. And we actually had the fashion show 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and that was really successful. Proud of all the models. Yeah.
Wow. I tell you guys, she's a force to reckon with. That's your middle name. Malia is force to reckon with. Erskine. Now, you traveled as an ambassador, I think 2 years ago or last year.
Actually,
last year.
yeah.
Artemis?
Yeah, the Aspire Artemis Foundation.
That was in New York, right?
Yep.
Tell us about that and tell us about what happened, the people you were able to network with at that thingamajig.
So in 2022, I got a call from this random unknown number, and I wasn't going to answer it because I'm so tired of spam calls. So I wasn't going to answer it, but something just told me just answer, and just see what they want. And when I answered, it was actually Miss Ambassador Rosalind Hazel. And she started talking to me. She told me that she's a part of this organization, and they take local kids, and they give them the opportunity to travel and attend these what do you call it? These workshops, essentially. Not workshops, something larger than a workshop, but essentially a workshop. and she heard my name and she wanted me to travel, and I'm like, wait, oh, it's just I just got a free trip just like that, you know. I told my mom, and I just like had to make sure like it was legit. And within 2 weeks, I was preparing to leave to go to New York. I actually did not know they was gonna make me an ambassador at that point. She just told me that I was traveling to attend this event being hosted by Aspire Artemis, and so uh, I had a few issues with traveling, and I actually ended up missing the symposium. Yeah, let's call it symposium. I actually ended up missing the symposium, but they wanted to make it up to me. So not only were they going to give me a tour, a mini tour of New York, but they were also going to carry me to some of these high-end events. I went to this roundtable discussion by Microsoft. I met the Minister for IT for Rwanda. I hope I'm not calling her title wrong, but that's what I remember, the Minister for IT for Rwanda. And there were a few Microsoft representatives. There was a representative from the company that Melinda and Bill Gates have. And they had a few leaders from different youth organizations in the US. And they were basically talking about technology, you know. And actually, at this time, I didn't even switch my courses yet. So hearing them talk about technology in the world and hearing them talk about how IT in these small countries, how they're using them to develop these countries, and the feeling that I got hearing these discussions, that's definitely what confirmed me switching my courses. And then not only that, I actually got to attend the one of the UNGA events, the United Nations General Assembly events that they had there with all the ministers from all the United Nations countries, and they had them just like in this building that was like the hugest building I've ever seen, right? And I'm just like, wow, I'm in the presence of literal greatness, you know. All these people who were there, and they were really excited to see me, you know. They heard my story, they were really interested in me, and they're really looking forward to hear more from me and hear more about me. And then when I had gotten back from the trip, after meeting all these amazing people and stuff, Aspire Artemis had made, no, not Aspire Artemis, the founder, Hermina Johnny, she would have actually told me that they want me to take the title of ambassador for St. Kitts and Nevis, for the Aspire Artemis Foundation, and I simply could not turn down an opportunity like that. You know, I took it because I'm just shocked, you know, because these people, I didn't go to them. These people heard my name in a room, and they decided they wanted me, and I was so honored, and I was overwhelmed, and I was just really excited to see what the title would come with, and really excited to exercise my roles as ambassador for the Aspire Artemis Foundation.
So what's the follow-up been since then? What's that been like?
After that, they would have asked me to do an interview. I actually did an interview with you.
Yeah, I saw it.
On STEAM, the integration of STEAM from the STEM industry. And also, I was recently invited to a panel discussion. I don't know if it's out yet, because it was recorded, but a panel discussion that they're having. And I was actually able to meet a few other STEAM ambassadors for the Aspire Artemis Foundation, and different members of organizations that would have partnered with Aspire Artemis to basically talk about women in STEAM and how how women are in STEAM in terms of how they work in STEAM and how STEAM helps them.
So let's dig a little bit deeper, because I'm a STEAM enthusiast myself. And so do you feel that STEAM is where it needs to be in the education system here in St. Kitts?
I definitely don't think so. I feel as if, I'm not sure.
By the way, I think our listeners may want to know what STEAM is.
Oh, STEAM, it's basically the industry that represents science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's not enough STEAM here. Right?
No, there isn't. I'm not sure if it's a lack of resources or lack of funding or even just the lack of representation in the schools. But I feel as if the STEAM support isn't where it should be for the year that we're in. You know, technology is ever developing and ever evolving, and I feel like we're a bit behind in integrating it into the education system.
So, you know, couple things. I when I think about, because I don't think people know, I do have some people don't, and I don't want everyone to know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. My first degree was in computational physics, by the way. And physics will be so much more fun if we actually had the toys for people to play with, so they could actually, and to demo and all of those things, to touch and feel and do all those things. And I don't think that the schools here are really equipped with all of those tactile things that you can touch, feel, and see, that enhance the learning experience and will get people more excited about STEAM.
Yes, because for me, for example, when I was in grade 4 or 5, my mom actually got me a microscope for my birthday.
See?
And me being able to use it and actually look at how it magnifies these small items that I put on the sample plates, and actually seeing how things like that work, it definitely inspired me to choose science and choose STEAM as a lifelong, don't want to say hobby, lifelong interest. Right, and I feel like if more students had this opportunity from an early age, they too would fall in love with STEAM and also see how it could help them in so many ways in their daily life.
So that means parents also can buy STEAM-centric gifts for their children. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing with my daughter. I bought her a metal detector for her birthday this year.
Okay.
And I bought her a programmable robot last year for her birthday.
She's getting all the best gifts.
And now this week she's learning how to code in Scratch. Scratch Junior.
That's
and
cool.
I kid you not, she's only had 1 day experience. She's already created her own background, her own character that can run, jump, and say hello.
Wow. She's learning very, very fast.
Right? So this is, but I've noticed this is where she's doing things I can't even do. Like, because she thinks differently, she learns differently, and
I
she
feel like
processes differently.
she's younger, so she's more curious, so she's gonna ask more questions and push more boundaries.
Oh, she's pushing me, because I'm like, hey, you have to go and watch something on YouTube. No, Dad. Next thing, she says, Dad, look what I've done. I was like, okay, you need to learn. And then I'm trying to tell her she needs to learn, and she's discovering.
Yeah.
She's discovering by trial and error, and but sometimes she does have to settle down and actually listen to Daddy so that she can grow and evolve. But this is what you're saying. You're a proof of evidence of a parent who invested in STEM-centric gifts, or at least that microscope that sparked your interest. And so parents, if you're listening, you want your children to become geniuses, get them STEAM gifts. There's so many different ones that you can actually buy. So now, your ambition now as when you're done with school, as a cybersecurity person, I know you are more than a intellectual. I can see you involved in activism and politics. I think that's definitely in your future. Am I correct?
I'm not sure about politics, but activism for sure.
Okay, let's talk about the activism part. What is it that you're passionate about right now, that you're seeing that you want to be an advocate for or against?
Well, actually, I feel like a lot of my teenage years have been focused on this, but I feel as if while I am considered youth, I want to be a voice for the youth. That's when I would have found myself involved with Sniper, where I'm actively able to be a voice for the youth and be able to speak for them, speak for them and just represent them on that level. And also why I would have started this don't want to call it an organization, sort of like a movement, Voice SKN.
Oh,
yeah.
That you started it?
Yeah, so Voice, we
Oh.
started as a student government party, but we decided to make it something more
Okay.
than just that, and actually use it and use the tools that we're given to do more work for the youth and to be able to I'm losing my words.
It's okay.
And be able to do right by the young people. Yeah.
So that's a movement that's gaining steam.
Yeah. Yes.
This is where greatness is made. I am super, super impressed. And you are a model student. The puns.
They
the
keep
puns.
coming.
And I'm also, by the way, I'm not only just her teacher, I'm her advisor.
Yeah.
And so this week in class, when she spoke about cybersecurity, I stopped the whole class. It's like, anybody who wants to do it should go and do it because you can make 6 figures easy, But I do feel privileged to be your teacher, and we need more students like you. And through your exploits as an activist person with voice, you will use your voice to get more people to become like you.
Yeah.
And to the haters, just talk to the hand.
Literally, talk to the hand, yeah.
She's good people, right? So I want you to, we have about 9 more minutes. Your mom has been a very staunch influence in your life to where you are right now. I want you to publicly give her her flowers right now.
Well, Mom, thank you for always supporting me in all my endeavors, in all the new activities that I want to try. Thank you for being there all the times, for being there to support me, being there to congratulate me and help me along the way. I appreciate you always. Thank you.
Yeah, that was touching. Yes, Jamster's producer's about to cry. Yeah, she has a mom who supports her, and I know this because she's called my phone before. She's called my phone when she felt like, okay, I need to find out more information. But I said, okay, yeah, she has a supportive mom, and we need more parents like that, so.
She's very involved in all the activities that me and my brothers do. She's always going to support us, always going to congratulate us. She's always going to celebrate us, and we really do appreciate her for that.
So, now, what I want to know is, in St. Kitts, there is not, I don't think that we have enough of people who can appreciate, I think I'm going outside the box here, but we spoke about big data in the classroom.
Yeah, we did.
What do you understand that to be, and how, with your exploits in IT, you can make a change in something that can help St. Kitts, in anything. This is just outside the box here.
How can big data help us to develop as a country?
Yeah.
I feel like if we look at the data and the statistics, right, we could be able to make more informed decisions that would not only improve the country but raise our standards and also help us to discover new opportunities there for everybody. Yeah.
Now, we did something in class about with data mining, right? And we can use AI as a tool. And I think that, and I hope that as we progress with our pedagogy, you know that word?
Not really.
Pedagogy is the way we teach methodologies, and it's a very
that's an interesting way to say that.
Right.
That's a really interesting way to say that.
So this is great. That we will continue to integrate artificial intelligence in being able to create opportunities for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. This was one of the topics that we were talking about in the recorded panel discussion for Aspire Artemis, and I don't remember what it is that this one person said, but I feel as if we can use AI in a lot of aspects of our lives. Some people might think of it as a more lazy option, but I feel as if what AI does is just provide us with all the extensive research and all the information that we would have to go digging deep for. So basically, it just helps you a bit more than opposed to you just digging into archives and reading up in libraries and stuff like that. I feel like it's really helpful in our research, and research is really powerful.
Yeah, I think that we are sitting on an opportunity here in St. Kitts, as we typically have not relied on analyzing mass data, mass records of data to make informed decisions. And so I'm hoping that sometime next year we will kind of dig into that. I'm learning stuff myself, and I'm learning to teach. This is besides outside the syllabus. Syllabus has nothing to do with AI, but I hope that next year we guys can actually dig deeper into that and actually have something that we can be proud of. You know, so we have just about 3 more minutes, and we typically have a rapid fire question session that I'm asking first person. You just answer them as honestly as possible, and we'll take it from there. Here we go. Number 1, you come across a genie, and the genie says to you, I can grant you 1 wish, but it has to involve STEAM. What would you ask for?
Ooh, you caught me. I wish for gender equality in STEAM.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, this is something people think I'm good at, but I'm actually not that good.
Don't want to admit this publicly, but
It's okay.
public speaking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah, you gotta fake it till you make it.
All right, next one, number 3. Feed this to me and we'll be best friends.
Mangoes.
Instantly.
Mangoes. I didn't even have to think about that. I love mangoes. Yes.
Number 4, something about me that my younger version will be shocked to know I am doing right now.
Activity-wise,
Anything. Who you are, activity, whatever. What you involve, what you
think-
like.
I think my younger self would be shocked to know that I'm a lot more confident. You know, I was really, really shy back then. I'm really in my shell. I'm a lot more confident and social nowadays. Yeah,
No one would have thought that you were shy.
I really was. It's wow.
Number 5, my superpower as a woman is.
My voice. No, I like my nurturing ability. Yeah, my ability to care and empathize for things around me.
You're an empath.
Yeah.
Nice. Number 6, if I was a prime minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, I want to be remembered for doing this.
I want to be remembered for creating a recreational studio. Not studio, recreational, I want to call it a stadium that would empower youth in sports and allow them to give them a space to practice comfortably and safely, and to develop and grow in sports.
I like that. I love that. All right. Number 7, I am not looking forward to becoming an adult because of this.
Bills. I hear too much people complain about it. I hear way too much people complain.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just had a little bit of
Ooh, you all right?
something. I'm okay. Don't panic.
Okay.
Number 8, a car that accurately describes me is this, and this is why.
I don't know anything about cars, but I saw this thing called a Jaguar today.
Oh.
I felt like it looked so classy and sleek, and I was just like, this is me. Yeah, this is me. Yeah.
Okay. Number 9. When all is said and done, my legacy on this earth should reflect this.
I feel like my legacy should reflect the quote, anything is possible.
You know, I did something this week about anything is impossible. Anything is possible because I'm possible.
Yes. I love seeing T-shirts like that. It's just like a reminder that, wow, I can do this. Yeah.
Number 10, I asked this question to all my guests, and I'm going to see how you answer this one.
Mm.
Best part about being on the show is?
Ooh, getting to share my story, my deeper story with an audience. Yeah, because I feel like you asked me some questions, or you don't want to say you made me, but you kind of forced some information out to me today, you know, questions that people don't normally ask me about. I was actually really excited to come here and actually be able to talk about something, mention things other than just academics, you know, because that's a really big part of who I am, but I do other things too.
That's what this show does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the show exists, to bring out those stories. And you were a very easy guest to prep for.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you did this show justice, and I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see what happens, because then I'll be able to say, she was my student. I taught her, and she did very well.
Yes.
In IT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to talk about the other one. But bush. Not gonna go there. Almost went there. But anyway, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
But that's it, folks. We finished episode 104. I'm gonna be featuring like youth this month, you know? So you kicked it off with a bang. Good luck to whoever who has to follow you.
Looking forward to the rest, guys.
So just remember for the rest of the week, you know, to be kind and, you know, to spread love, you know. Thank you, guys. Womp womp.